Good morning. We want to talk to you about some things that get humans mixed up when they are on this path to self-betterment, to what they would call enlightenment, to being the best human they could possibly be. That's a statement that we hear quite a bit, you see. Oh, it sounds really good. Gets them a little fluffy, thinking that they're going to be really something spectacular, hopefully something better than someone else. But we really want to blow that up today because we want to let you know once again that your human is an experiencer. It's an experiencer of what it is viewing in every moment and every second of every day, and it is also experiencing from what it has viewed in its past lives and what it has seen in its lineage. So it is using all of that as a form or a way for them to determine what it is that they will decide to focus on in the lives that they are in, you see. Many of us will find something about ourselves that we do not like and focus upon it, all the while we do not realize that we are now adding to the universe more things that we do not like about ourselves and possibly others that will be coming to us in this life and in future lifetimes. And the frustration that builds, the negativity that happens between you and you, because your guidance system, we tell you all the time, is between you and you. It's never about a situation of whether it is true or not. It is simply about you're focusing on something right now that is not going to bring you closer to that high part of yourself that is directing you to where all the good stuff is, you see. That's all that's really happening. So you can see where when you're on a path to self-betterment and you are constantly noticing something that is not better or good enough, that you are counterproductive and you are notified in negative emotion of this fact by the way that you feel as you do it in your frustration with yourself for not achieving the level that you think you should achieve, you see. When are you going to finally listen to us? When are you finally going to get this understanding that this emotional guidance system, whether you feel good or bad, is your connection to your source and all that is, and is your connection to the life you really want and the life you don't want based upon how you are feeling. Many of you want to use other people, we have talked about this before, as your focus, as your reason for your upset, as your reason for your judgment, as your confirmation of it's true, you see. But what are you really seeing when you see another that is behaving badly is you're seeing another human such as yourself focused on something that they probably didn't realize would bring them something in their life, either in themselves or other people in their lives, that they're not really going to want or like. And as you focus on them in your dislike of it, now you're a duplicating machine of it. And now you're attracting more people like them that you don't like and more things to yourself exactly the way that they did it. Isn't it silly, really, to have a judgment for anyone? Lest you judge or you be judged yourself makes a little more sense now, doesn't it? Because as you stand in judgment of another, as you witness something that you don't like and you focus upon it, you're adding that to your universe. And that very judgment now becomes part of you. And now you are inviting more and more and more like circumstances and situations to support that judgment. It's how you learn, hopefully. And then each time that you do this, it gets intensified from one lifetime to the next. And then you find yourself in a life where you got that very thing that you did not like right there in your child or your mother or your father or somebody really close to you. Because what's going to happen then, and what did happen, is the energy intensified. And as the energy intensified, it moved somewhere closer to you where it would also intensify to you. This is what's happening. We think this is important for you to understand this creation process and why it is so important to not judge. Don't even judge yourself for judging, we would tell you. There's no reason to do it. Your human is experiencing based upon what it has lived, what it has viewed in other lives and lineages, and it's drawing conclusions. And you have to thank the human for those conclusions, and then you have to decide to pick and choose where you're going to put your focus on. Are you going to put your focus on the results of negative thinking? Or are you going to change and realize what you're doing and make some deposits in positivity that you can now start creating in your now moment what exactly it is you're wanting? And then your meetings with people in this life now will start to be what is appealing to you. And then pretty soon, the next life and the next life starts to reveal itself in higher and higher forms of consciousness. Less and less conflict, less wars, less suffering, all of it, you see. We really think that this is a detailed recording that if you can follow our instructions and stop judging your human and let it have its experiences and now know that the result of those experiences are going to be based upon how you choose to focus upon them, you can come out of this mess that you found yourself in from one lifetime to another. It's why we're here. We're here to assist in the rising of consciousness. And the only way consciousness can rise is you have to have some awareness that you are it. You are consciousness. And that where you put your focus is your consciousness. And if you put it in negativity, we're not rising. We're stuck. We're staying right where we are. Or we're going backwards. Or are you going to focus in the high level of consciousness, in the level of love, appreciation, gratitude, admiration, and in the knowing that you are the source? What's going to really happen here is as you do this, this very gradual, very smooth transition is going to occur. And this high part of yourself is going to flood into you, and you're going to be transformed by it. You're not going to have to do anything. You're not going to have to focus on your focus anymore. You're not going to have to worry about what you've been worrying about, because you're going to be funded, filled with the high vibratory level of love of which you emanate from. And you're going to be a match to it. So there's going to be really quick manifestations. There's going to be you in your love state focused upon what it is you are wanting with no negativity. And then there's going to be a flood gate open that comes to you from all that is. We're painting you a pretty picture right now. You have to learn to be a painter. A painter plans. A painter thinks. It notices. It chooses. This is what you have to do. Many of you will say, should I avoid people that are bringing me down? And we would say, you would never have someone bringing you down if you didn't already have something you needed to avoid in yourself. This is the time to clean house, folks. It's the time to take a look around at who is in front of you. Look into the mirror. Don't turn away from it. And then turn around inside of yourself and love your human for experiencing what it experienced, so that you were able to see the healing that is needed inside you in those places that you have denied yourself, denied your human, and love yourself for it. It's just that easy. Know that when you feel frustration, when you feel like you've failed, when you feel like you're never going to get it or you're stuck, that's the high part of you calling out to you. That's not your job. I'm going to take care of that for you. It's about the way you're thinking. It's not that you have something to be shameful about, or that you haven't done well, or that you're not enlightened to the place or point that you would like to be. It's simply a notification that that ain't your job. And I'm trying to call you right now in love. Love your human. Love your experiences. Stop trying to make yourself different than what you are, because it will be futile. Every time you notice something in yourself that you feel you needs changing, the universe is duplicating more things that need changing. It's a tricky thing, isn't it? To get this understanding. But we really want you to get it. And we think that this recording is going to be one of those recordings that just pushes you over the edge, that somehow your source can get through that difficult life experience that you've been holding on to, that's actually holding you back. We've told you before that the contrast is never going to stop, and that you're always going to be expanding to more. But as you get this realization, as you get this understanding that what I emanate is what I create, not what I feel in every moment, but what I choose to emanate for a period of time, that's what's going to come and form in the life that I'm living. Use your focus for what it is intended for. It's intended for you to choose. Lay it on to something that you want to see in form. And don't use form in the present moment that you are looking at as justification for holding a negative emotion. My wife left. My child's sick. I'm sick. I've got no money. Return, universe, return on that. Or, I've had a difficult life experience. Anyone would feel the way that I've felt. I have to soothe myself out of this feeling and ask the Creator to join me in the force of all that is. This is how we want you to do it. We're hoping now that we've come full circle on a lot of the teachings that we have been giving week in and week out in the recordings that we have been doing. We hope that you are finally going to get the understanding. There's nothing bad here. There's nothing right here. There's nothing wrong going on here. There's just you and you. You experiencing, you feeling, and your source calling you through that feeling. You're coming closer to me by feeling good. You're moving further away from me as you feel bad. It's not about the experience. It's not about the ones that are in the experience. It's about free will, sovereignty, your ability to choose as your source instead of your human, you see. There are many of you that will look outside of yourselves for soothing. You want to go to someone and have them confirm you. Go to someone and have them validate you. I am right. I do feel this way. Line up with me. And what you're really asking for is a little help. You're out of connection and you know it. And you go to those that you love and you ask for it in validation. Some of you are getting it, which is great if you have a companion or someone that is close to you to offer it to you to bring you back into connection. But if you don't have that, you have to learn to do it for yourself. And you are capable of doing it for yourself, you see. But what happens oftentimes is as a human is in a partnership with someone, and they go to them when they're a little out of alignment and they start asking to be validated, the other one that thinks they're in connection will start to tell that one how far out of alignment they are and how in alignment they are. And pretty soon, what we have is two people out of alignment, you see. Alignment offers, even in the face of one that is not aligned. And we know that you're not all to that place or point. But if one comes to you in need of validation, don't worry that you're going to stick them in the same belief pattern that they are in by validating them. Do whatever you can to put their plug back in the wall. I can see you are upset. I understand. I've been there myself. It's difficult. Let me do something that will make you feel better. Let me know how much I appreciate you, how much I love you, how I see you, what my vision is of you, because you don't hold it of yourself right now. Let me offer to you what you are looking for. And in this way, you can bring the other back into alignment. You can actually assist someone that isn't able to recover themselves on their own. We're not telling you what to do, but we're going to tell you one thing. As you deny another when they come to you, you're going to move into negativity yourself. You're going to move into conflict in yourself. And you might think that you're holding up pretty good. But in reality, you don't feel good as you do this. You feel a little self-righteous, a little I know better, a little bit I'm in more power, a little bit you might be stupid and I'm not, you see. That's not your source. And we find it kind of funny because there are so many that do not notice when they are not in their source and think they are. And then what's going to happen after this recording is somebody's going to go to the one that did that to them and tell them they were wrong. And here we go again in another cycle of humans being humans. Take the information and embody it. Keep it to yourself. If you're one that's done this, you have a choice to make. If you're one that's received this, you can shut your mouth too, you see. Because in the voicing of I'm right, you're wrong, you have now become your human, and you are just as disconnected as the one that did not confirm you, you see. There is nothing that you're going to get away with here that you're not getting back. And once you really get the swing of this or the hang of it, you're going to forget all about trying to be right or wrong, all about trying to change another's opinion, all about everything that brings conflict. You're not going to care about the subject matter. You're not going to care anymore about any of it because you know that conflict is conflict. And that's not lining to your source. So what does it matter whether you're right or wrong? What does it matter whether the one has your opinion or not? What does it matter? You're out of alignment. You're not getting your stuff now. We think we've been clear. We hope that you get this transmission with the understanding that we are sending it. You're all here on a journey of alignment. So help those that need it to keep your own. Good day.